Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. My name's Ashley Wood, and I'll be your host as we take an inside look at the world of horse breeding and racing. So saddle up because Hot to Trot is ready to break from the gate now. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hot to Trot. I am super excited to have you guys here today and super excited to have a new special guest host with me, Jessica Paquette. Welcome back to Hot to Trot.
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun to get to talk Pennsylvania horse racing, a little bit of everything with you, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing this.
Yes, so Jessica is going to be popping up on Hot to Trot a lot more. We're going to date ourselves a little bit, because when I called you and asked you if you would come be on as a special guest host from time to time, I said, I kind of want you to be like that prize you get in the cereal box. You know, you
Surprise!
You open up an episode and there's Jessica. Like you open up your Lucky Charms and you got like a cool ring pop or something. So
I feel like people are probably sick of me, but I am happy to be on it. I tell people I'm a professional yapper at this point. All I do is talk, and I love it.
You're really good at it. And I love having you on here. And you and I have gotten close through work, and then also personally, we found out we have so much in common. We love monogramming, because I'm like sitting here going, I love your sweater. And you're like, oh, my shirt's monogrammed underneath. Total horse girl there.
Well, that's the most beautiful thing, right? Is that horses bring so many people together in so many different ways. And like, it's always the commonality that we have kind of wherever we go in racing, right? If you find a racetrack and there your people are, or you go to a horse show, there your people are.
Yes, usually my people are the older men in the simulcast room with the Velcro shoes. Like those are my people.
Oh, mine too.
I love going in there with some treats and getting some, hot picks from them and getting some opinions. But when I can find a fellow girly girl out there like yourself that likes the same things I do and can talk horse racing, that's my new bestie.
So those are the guys that actually taught me how to handicap, funny enough. So going the Wayback Machine to Rockingham Park, I was a kid, right? Like 16, skipping school occasionally to go to Rockingham Park and watch simulcast racing because that's what a normal teenage girl does. And I would go there, and there was this, they're always at an OTB or a racetrack. Everyone kind of has their sections. And there was this group of like really serious handicappers. And I think that they saw an unchaperoned teenage girl and were like, oh gosh, we're going to have her sit with us. So no one kidnaps her. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like a nerdy, ugly kid. No one wanted to kidnap me. But they invited me to sit with them, and I would sit and listen to them talk about handicapping. And that was really how I learned some of my early opinions handicapping. And they were so kind to me and so welcoming. And that was one of my first racetrack experiences.
Yeah, well, I got hired at Pimlico before I really knew. I had gone to racetracks with my dad, but not like regularly. And they would give us a form and they would leave it on our desk at Pimlico, and they put on, you had TV right in front of you. So you had to watch the races. So during lunch, I would go up to the simulcast floor because I'd have to bring up paperwork and stuff to the mutual tellers. And I just realized I wanted to learn more. So I started asking questions. And then this older gentleman, his name was Mr. Bob. He was like, if you bring me some, baked goods, perhaps I'll show you a little bit during your lunchtime. You bring me snacks and I'll teach you. And that's literally how it went down. It's like I'd bring oatmeal cookies, give the old men diabetes, and get some picks and learn how to read the form. And
I didn't even bring anything. I just brought my charming, nerdy, I looked like Daria from the MTV show. If any of you remember that, that's what I was.
Please tell me you wore the Doc Martens.
1,000%, yes. And the big glasses, all of it. No, I was 1,000% Daria. I mean, still deep in my heart, I am.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, what has been going on in your life lately? Because I noticed some new developments. Well, I know them.
Well, it's been kind of a busy start to the year of the horse. My own horses have not really been cooperating all that much. I have three, two retired race horses, and then one, my show horse is a thoroughbred Clydesdale Cross. He is a Canadian warm blood on his papers, but he's a thoroughbred Clydesdale Cross. He got hurt in August, so he is still back in Massachusetts rehabbing. It's a long, slow rehab, but I'm really optimistic that he comes back in good order. But there's no rush. He doesn't owe me anything. And then here in Pennsylvania, I have my old horse who turned 22 today. What a trippy, who was a New England champion racehorse. so many years ago and has been my best friend and partner since. He had a little bit of a colic scare to start the year, so that was unfortunate. And that was right on the heels of a 3-month long eyeball infection. So he had a tough stretch, but he is kind of back to himself now. So the horses are at least trending positively, if not slowly. And myself, I started a podcast, a horse show kind of podcast, which has been a lot of fun. Calling the races 3 or 4 days a week at Parx is always great. It's just been, I'm very busy and very blessed to get to do so many things that I love. I also, in my other part of my real life, I do some PR and media relations for some industry clients for Conover Tuttle Pace, PR and ad agency out of Boston. So I'm always busy, but my horses like to cost me money. So I'm always busy.
Well, yeah, I feel like horses have that intuition of like, oh, mom's got some money in the bank account, or I haven't really done anything lately. Let's go get her.
Let's get a $3,000 stomach ache. Yes, why not?
Let's lay down for a while.
But I mean, these are problems that I'm blessed to have, and everything good in my life is from horses. So I'm just super lucky that my entire day gets to revolve around them in some capacity.
It makes life better, happier, calmer, I think. Whenever I get to spend time with horses, I'm always like just a less ADHD version of myself. A little bit
sure.
calmer.
Well, they're so interesting because they're such mirrors, right? And they give us the energy that we give them. So I think we learn so much of ourselves by interacting with them. I know Trippy, my old one, 22. I have loved him for 19 years. He has been mine for, I think, 16 of those. And he has taught me like so much, like not just about being a rider and how to sit a really good spin, because he still has one of those, things like that. But he's also taught me to be like a more patient person and to have more of a sense of humor and not take it all so seriously, like life lessons that have made me a better person, like in my day-to-day life.
Oh, I do. I think they do teach us a lot. You're right. They are a mirror of when you're having an anxious day, they just might act up on you and go, I'm not feeling being around you because you're carrying a lot of weight with you. But usually I relax once I get onto a barn.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like I feel my blood pressure drop. It's just such a wonderful feeling. The sound of them chewing in the morning is my favorite thing.
Yes. I just love the smell. I do love them. Like, most people are like, eh. I love the horse smell.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sure my friends don't love, like my non-horsey friends don't love how my car smells, but I don't notice it anymore.
I don't notice it at all. It's actually like probably what my truck smells like. It smells like horse. Well, it has been a rough winter. We have to touch on the winter because it's been
so
rough.
bad.
Oh, like for the whole East Coast. I think all of racing has been feeling it. But I know you guys at Parx really felt it because you guys had a crazy amount of snow.
It was just insane. And I'm from New England. Like I know snow, but I was told when I moved down to Philadelphia from the Northeast, from New England, that, oh, you have a more mild winter. I feel like I've been lied to, and I would like to speak to the manager because this was the worst, most New England kind of winter. It just has been endless. I am so grateful to kind of look out. I'm out in the booth right now, right? To be able to look out the booth and see a beautiful fast track, to see things starting to turn green. It was just one of those winters that seemed like it would never end. And I mean, at a certain point, what can you do? The snow and the ice and the cold and the wind. And we lost so many days, but we're kind of steadily making up some of those, which is great for the horsemen and women and also me. So glad to have everything back in action. And like the track has been fabulous this week.
Good, because we did snow. Did you guys snow? Because I saw it on the workouts in the morning the other day.
That was last week, last Thursday, I think. And I've never really called races in heavy snow before. It's like looking through a snow globe. 0 stars. I did not enjoy that. Like the rain's one thing, like you do that enough times, you get used to it. But I was like putting up my binoculars at the 7 furlong chute for one of the races when the snow was really coming down. And I was like, oh, this is not really, this is not easy at all.
No, I can't imagine. I could never call races. I like look at you guys as like superheroes. Because how do you say the name, like remember one race's names of like the trainers and the jockeys and then like have the same jockeys on a different horse and like the same trainer with a different jockey? Like I would get so confused and then you like forget it instantly. It's amazing.
Yeah, your brain just has to be like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? Like the memorize and then like it's gone, which makes me terrible at parties or meeting anyone because I'll meet someone and be like, hi, so nice to meet you. And like I have their name and I'm like, oh, got this. And then 5 minutes later, I have no idea. So I'm real, I'm like a goldfish sort of every day. I memorize something and then it's just totally gone. The thing that gets me that can be a little tricky up here is sometimes when it's consecutive races, of like a bay horse in the same silks, like, a horse comes out in the Uptown Charlie Brown, the navy and silver silks, big bay horse, and then the next race it's another one of those. I'm like, oh God, I think it's the same one. And that's where I can get a little bit stuck. But otherwise, it's, I recognize so many of the horses, and a fan of so many of them too. So you kind of learn the tricks that help you.
Yeah, no. I just want to know, do you use markers, colored pencils, crayons? What do
Colored,
you mark up?
I'm a colored pencil sort of gal. For me, markers, I would just then have them all over my hand throughout the day, and that would annoy me.
Mhm.
So I use colored pencils. I don't like the feel of crayons. I know that's weird, but like I've looked, no, that's colored pencils are the way.
They make the twistable crowns. Like I got those for my kids before. And the
Oh, I'm not aware of those.
I'll get you some. I think I actually have like new packs up there because I order them from Amazon. They're
Jason
twistable.
Beam came up to the booth a few years ago when I was first here, and I didn't have a pencil sharpener, right? So I used my eyeliner pencil sharpener on my colored pencils, but it looked like it like ripped them up. Those are two really different tools. But he's looking at my colored pencils being like, did you eat these? What's wrong with you? And I was like, no, I didn't have a pencil sharpener, so I used my eyeliner pencil sharpener thing. So I don't think my male peers have ever had that dilemma. That might be a really specific, unique problem that I had.
I do the exact opposite. Literally, I have one of my son's pencil sharpeners in my makeup drawer that I sharpen my eyeliner and it eats them up too. So it's a good note. Like I never like really put it that way. But yeah, no, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
Good. I'm
My
glad we're on two
green
ends of that spectrum.
opposite though. I
Yeah.
love that. So we just had the awards for the horsemen there at Parks. I mean, that was a great day. And we had Michael Moore. He won Trainer of the Year. Much deserved. Love that bar and that stable. Everyone and everything they're doing on TikTok too with his wife. It's been
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, if you're not following Liz Moore, you absolutely should. She does such great informative content. I think it shows racing and the work that it goes into behind the scenes in such a great light. Also, there are no one's horses that look better than Michael Moore's horses, and that is a real testament to Liz. These horses come out looking better than A circuit show horses.
I love when there is a great woman behind every man,
It
especially in
usually
horse
is.
racing.
But congratulations to all of the award winners. It seemed like it was a great night. Bucarino, Horse of the Year, Harp's Hot Corner, claiming Horse of the Year. And what a neat horse he is.
I love that they give awards to like the claiming horses too. Like that's always fun. And then also like the awards for the trainers that have like the smaller stables that don't have as many horses. Like I think that's like a really good way to incorporate like all of the trainers because they are two different spectrums and they
Oh,
need to
totally.
be recognized like just as much as someone who has, twice as many horses. So
Yeah, it can't just be a statistical sort of thing. I remember we'll go in the Wayback Machine. This is a good story. So I used to be president of the New England Turf Riders back home in New England, and we did the same thing, the yearly awards. And there was a certain trainer who won at a real high percentage back in Boston. And at the end of the evening, he got in a screaming fight with me for not giving him the trainer award. And I just remember I'm standing there in a sparkly dress. I've had it up to here, right? I've had it just up to here, telling him that I'll leave his name out of it. Sir, this is for outstanding trainer, not winningest trainer. And I will never give you the award for outstanding trainer. And I had such a clash of opinions with him on that, but I never gave him that award.
well, hey, you have your opinion. Everyone does. I mean, I think if it's not outstanding,
It
outstanding is
is.
a lot
There's a
different than
difference.
what,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are two different things, and you deserve an award for winning the most races for sure. But also, you deserve to be recognized for being outstanding, even if that means you only won 4 races.
Yeah, taking a horse that was never winning and turning them around, or some trainers are so good at taking those horses as 2-year-olds and getting them started, and I think that deserves an award. Like, I'm sorry, them babies coming off the
Oh,
training
for
tracks or
sure.
something.
And there are so many horsemen and women here at Parks that do such a terrific job developing these young horses, and trainers that kind of, fly a little bit under the radar. Like Mariah Montoya has had so many nice young horses this past year, and they come out, they're big, they're good looking. Like she clearly doesn't do ugly at the sales. They're all real nice looking.
No, I saw she won yesterday. I only won a couple races. I saw her and was like, oh, that is a good looking horse.
Yeah.
I had her in my picks, but I had her second and she got first. It happens. Unless I don't ever claim to be a good handicapper. Like, you're actually a good handicapper and you've done this. Like, I got thrown into this and I just do it for fun. So anybody that takes my stuff too seriously, I just go, I never asked to be this. I was just asked if I could do it.
No, but I think the best we can hope for is like give someone an idea, right? And then it's up to them what they choose to do with it, whether it's taking my opinion and completely throwing it out or taking like a kernel of something that I said and turning that into something useful. I never understand someone who is just like sitting and taking everything kind of verbatim. Like I'm trying to give you the tools to make your own opinion and to formulate your wagers in a way that works for you.
Yeah, I see things totally different than what other people see because I'm really kind of going from like a fan aspect. And I think also people love looking at like pedigrees, and sometimes I throw that into the mix if I'm really on the edge of the horse. Who I like, but I'm very whimsical about it. I'm just like, I like the horse, and sometimes I do great, and sometimes I don't.
Well, I think that's such a relatable experience, right? And we all could use a little more whimsy in our life.
Yeah. Going with my Pisces there, because I'm a Virgo, so I'm very structured, and now I'm just going, I want to be more like a Pisces and flutter.
I bet you could guess my sign.
I would say you're probably... And you're not a Leo. You're
real close.
You are.
Close in the fire part.
You're a fire sign. Scorpio?
Ew, no, I'm an Aries.
Oh,
I'm like all Aries. I'm like there's Aries every placement in my chart, and it's just all Aries everywhere you look.
Yep, you are.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, you are.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I'm the most annoying. Type A plus, most annoying.
Oh, I am Virgo, and I am going to organize everything, mother you to death, and I want everything organized, and that's usually how I am, but I'm kind of trying to walk away from that. Trying to let chaos lead me. Like, it's going to be what it's going to be, and I can't plan, like, for what's going to be the outcome for A or B, C, D, because that's usually what I do. I think of all the different outcomes that could happen, and I super analyze stuff before it even happens. So I just need to just let things be and deal with them as they come. It's a new Ashley.
If you figure out how to do that, let me know, because that sounds great. I'm also not great at that.
You should come to Reiki with me. It's helping.
Ooh, okay.
Reiki is something amazing.
Okay, I'd be into that. I should do more yoga, and I do not. I can't even like touch my knees. I'm so inflexible, but I'm always thinking that I should do more yoga.
Do a little bit in the mornings. Like, I only do like the YouTube, like 10-minute, 7-minute yoga things just to help with the flexibility, because I've had 3 hip surgeries and I got to keep that going, but not like I should. I need to go. I bought a gym membership with my son. Don't use it. You're always at the gym, so my hat's off to you. I'm glad, girl, you get up and get your bag every morning and get there for me. I cheer you on in my bed as I'm scrolling.
I will tell you, as I'm walking to the gym, because I just joined a gym that's like around the block from me, but it was cold this morning when I was walking there at like 5:30, and I was like, this is stupid. I should still be in bed.
I was up at 5:30 laying in bed going, God, I gotta walk to the bathroom and actually start getting ready and take a shower today because I have to be on air. Yeah, no, I wasn't at the gym. But I did do my 5-minute yoga session of stretching, just stretching.
That's better than nothing. And you stretched more than I did today. I did no stretching.
Well, I love that you do all your running and things. I like to walk, and I walk with a weighted vest. So that's something. I
love the weighted vest too. Because I am so easily influenced by the internet. Like last summer when everyone had a weighted vest, I was like, absolutely yes. I Yes, Amazon immediately. And I was like walking my dog in her stroller with my weighted vest, thinking I was so cool.
I'm a total cheap person. If you know me, I'm a BOGO girl. My son's weighted vest is a friend who was in the army, gave him like all of his army gear. So it's literally a metal plated army issued vest.
Well,
And
that's cooler.
that's what I wear because I'm so cheap.
Honestly, good for you. That's I love a frugal girl. Like good on you.
So I love a sale, I love a BOGO. If I see a sale of like my favorite store, I'm like, okay, I need to get how many dresses for how many races and what are their themes and colors. And like I'll order that stuff in November and that race won't be until July, but it was 50% off or it was buy one dress, like get one free. I was there for it. I don't
Oh
even
yeah.
know if be a style.
Style is eternal. You wear what you like and what works for you. Like trends come and go. Who cares?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I love that. See, we're on the same page. We just mesh horse girls, sales girls, Aries and Virgo. I'll have to look up how we connect.
I think well.
We think we already know that, but we'll have to see what the stars say. I love looking at that stuff. Because right now we're in a new moon, if you don't know. We're
Oh,
in a new moon.
I have a moon chart on my fridge. It's a calendar of like the entire moon cycle for the year. So I know that's a weird thing, but I like to be aware of what the moon is doing. And I started this a couple of years ago, and it's a Christmas gift I get from someone every year now. It's a calendar of the moon cycle.
For Valentine's, I got a star named after me.
Oh, that's very romantic. That's nice.
I know. I love it. It's very me because I love, like, you and me are the same person. Now, I think it's a little bit freaky. We'll be talking about the moon, not horse racing, but let's try to get back to horse racing because that's what our listeners actually follow us for. So I wanted to touch a little bit on the Kentucky Derby Trail because we are in, the last leg of the bigger races, the longer races, figuring out, narrowing down that Derby field of 20. God, every time I say it, every year that we still do it, I'm like, it just gives me on angst with 20 horses in one field.
I get to call 14s. 14's a lot. I don't know. 6 more seems like a real lot, to be honest. But this year's Derby and Triple Crown Trail, I think, is so interesting. And I view these Triple Crown preps and the Kentucky Derby kind of through a different lens because I am still looking ahead to September, right? The Pennsylvania Derby is really my Derby. And I'm hoping that some of these horses are still around or have kind of emerged as bigger stars and come here to Parx. So it's kind of fun watching these horses develop. And then in the back of my mind, having a little bit of a wish list of the horses I hope I see in September here. But I think this is one of the more talented crops we've seen in a couple of seasons. And there could be some real stars in there. For me, this is a bit of a sentimental interest, but at this point, I think this horse is getting zero respect despite doing everything right. He's passed every test nearly for Todd Pletcher, Centennial Farm. Now, I am many things, but I am a relentless homer. And Centennial is based out of Ipswich, Massachusetts, which is a town over from where I lived. Back home, they keep their retired horses. Dew and Holly Little, they keep their retired horses at their farm back in Ipswich. Wicked Strong, after a great stallion career, he is now home in Ipswich. And this is a syndicate that I think does everything right from a horsemanship standpoint. And also they have a lot of success too. And Nearly is, I think he's the real deal. He was so impressive to me in that stakes win in Florida. And it's a long way from now to Kentucky for sure. And from a pace perspective, he might be kind of up against it. But I think this is one who's just getting bigger and stronger and more confident. So my top Derby horse from the beginning has been Nearly, and I am loyal as well.
I haven't looked at him closely because I'm still in the very beginnings and I'm not going to tell everybody like I'm not prepped. Well, I just told you.
No, you're still researching.
I'm still researching. Who's his sire?
I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say Not This Time because everyone's by Not This Time, but I might be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong.
No, I'm just when it comes to Derby, I do look at who the sires are just because of the distance. Like,
yeah, it matters to a certain extent, for sure.
That's just something like I don't look at sires like when I'm looking at like our everyday races usually. Just when it comes to those big Triple Crown races and we got distance involved, I like to see like what their babies are doing, how they did, and how they take to dirt and things like that. Just taking a look at the lineage and who the dam is as well. So that's why I asked. But yeah, I love that. I love the other Todd Pletcher horse that everyone else does. It's was it Palatine?
Paladin's Chad Brown's
Yeah.
horse, who, I
Oh,
mean, he's the one who's he's the horse right
oh,
now, right?
yeah, he is
But
the horse.
yeah, and I think kind of justifiably. I think he's done everything right. I think he's interesting. He's going to the Bluegrass, I believe, for his next start. And he's another one, just kind of passing every test. One horse who will show us, I think, this weekend, whether or not he's a contender or not, is Golden Tempo for Cherie DeVaux. And Cherie kind of has ascended to a well-deserved rank, kind of at the top of the trainer standings. Like, she is running with the big boys and really holding her own. And Golden Tempo, I think he lacks a little bit of focus, maybe, but he's a young horse who's still figuring out. I think he has all of talent. I believe, now don't quote me on this because I was just loosely reading this and I haven't looked hard at the Louisiana Derby past performances yet, but I think he's getting blinkers this weekend. But I think this is his big test in the Louisiana Derby. He either shows he can kind of compete at this level and move on to the next step, or not, which is also okay. But I think he's interesting. And if he makes the Derby field, I would not leave him off the ticket.
No, I think this will be an interesting Louisiana Derby. And then we have Florida Derby coming up too.
I feel
So,
like it snuck up on us, right? Like this last group of Derby preps. I don't know, maybe because I've had so much else going on with
yeah,
some other things. But I like looked at the calendar. I'm like, oh my god, the Florida Derby's like next weekend. Okay,
yeah.
we are here.
And I think that's the prep race that I look the hardest at out of all the prep races because it produces the most Kentucky Derby winners usually, and historically. But I think we really see the big names getting those last points. Like we want to go there. There's a lot of names that are already there, so it's the time of year.
Yeah, it's the time when everyone with a nice 3-year-old is kind of thinking some big things. And like this horse, I don't know that he's going to kind of move forward in the Triple Crown Trail at this point. But if I have a wish list for September, I want Hulkamania to run in the Pennsylvania Derby and win, because I grew up as a wrestling fan with my grandfather going to the WWF matches at like the Lowell Auditorium. And I was so into wrestling. Like, oh God, I was just a weird kid.
Not at all.
But I enjoyed it so much. And as the announcer, to get to call a horse like Hulkamania, oh my God, that'd be so fun. So I would really like him to come here.
No, I love that. I was a NASCAR girl. My dad loved NASCAR, so I love NASCAR.
Yeah, my grandfather loved wrestling, so that was where I would go and watch it and go with him.
Yeah, little girls and their male figures in their life, we just kind of adapt, just like the Orioles. I was born on Cal Ripken's birthday, so I immediately was like, I love the Orioles. I love baseball. I'm going to go to baseball games. We're going to listen to them. I'm not as much into baseball anymore. And then I also prayed that my boys never played baseball, because I realized after my brother played baseball how long those things are.
Oh,
and
sure.
There's like no cutoff points. Like you just keep going after inning after inning. And that's horrible. As someone watching. So it's like my kids will never like baseball or even try out for it.
Do they play sports, or what do they do?
So they both do jujitsu. My oldest,
Cool.
my youngest does wrestling. My oldest is retired from wrestling after he had a mishap last year. He did go to states, but then the year before he tore his meniscus, his ACL, and his MCL.
Ow.
So that was rough. He does jujitsu. He just competed actually last month in a jujitsu tournament. So I think we're slow. We might get back to wrestling for our senior year. But his new hobby, and you can show pictures of this because I love this new hobby, he wants to go climb like every mountain on the East Coast. And
Send him to New England. Mount Monadnock and Mount Washington are 2 must climbs.
He might have already done Mount Washington, but I can totally support this. Like a month ago in the coldest day, it was like below zero. They went to Virginia, and he's like, it's going to be warmer there, Mom. No, it was Tennessee, and there's wild mini ponies, and he's touching it.
Cool.
He's touching the mini pony on the mountain. And I'm like,
oh my God,
crying.
way to live my dream.
I was like, and he's 17 years old, and I'm like, I love this new hobby. Like, I want to do it with you. Let's go get like our rock climbing gear. So exciting. I think it's great. I mean, there's so many worse things that like kids could be doing and spending their money on. My kid just wants Crackle Barrel gift cards and gas money, so he can
That sounds
go
great.
see a mountain and be with wilderness. And I don't know, I love it. It's a great new hobby. So yeah, and the youngest, he's a little artist and he loves his animals and his little chinchilla and all of his pets. And he
Oh,
wrestles
that's
and does
cool.
jujitsu, but that's where his wheelhouse is. So he's very much like his mother. I was an artist too, so
It sounds like they're both a testament to kind of your goodness.
oh, well, thank you. Yeah, so I don't know. I was just at the Virginia Derby, and you gave me some props before I went because you were like the main gal there for several years, and that's like your heart track. I have on my heart
I
track.
I love Colonial so much. I love the Virginia horsemen and women so much. I had the best time at Colonial. And I got to work with Jill Byrne, who, people often say, like, don't meet your heroes or don't work with your heroes. Jill is even better in actuality than the idea of Jill. I have never gotten to work with someone who kind of inspired me every day. Like Jill's aspirational, inspirational. She is one of, I think, the most incredible women in this, people in this sport, but also women. And so getting to work with her and Jason Beam, it was just this team of people I loved. And every day was so much fun and it was hot. And I fell in love with Richmond. And for me, it was kind of, I really found myself again in Virginia. Like I was thinking about this the other night. And, Suffolk had closed and Suffolk was the great love of my life. And I was a little rudderless after that. And I, done some work with Sam Houston, which like ultimately changed my life, giving me the opportunities to be an announcer. But it was this day to day at Virginia and at Colonial where I like found myself again. And I was also there the year after I broke my back. And that whole thing was really hard. So that second summer there, kind of back after like a spinal injury and like all of the weird stuff that comes with that, like, it was kind of a dark time. It just Colonial brought me back to life in a lot of ways, and I'm so grateful. And the thing that has been so fun is as I took this adventure at Parx, the people who I have found to be the most supportive and most vocally supportive, some of the Texas horsemen, which really surprised me in such a nice way. The people from the Virginia horsemen and women, they were so supportive as I did this. And of course, my people back home from Boston, like they were kind of the first people like fighting with people on the internet who were mean to me. Some like hardened old horsemen from Boston, they were the first to jump to my defense. So it's, you're like a little bit of a patchwork of all of the places and the people that you've loved. But Virginia has a real big spot in my heart.
I've tried to think because you have a following like no other. Like your Paquette. I'm like, are they the Paquette pack? Like we got to come up with a name because Call Her Daddy has their her name for her their is it Daddy Gal? I don't know. They all have names for their peoples, and I think it's the Paquette pack because they come for you in a pack. They're standing behind you in a pack.
I appreciate the ones standing behind me, but I also, appreciate the ones that have some real colorful things to say because it gives me really good fodder to read on the internet. If you're going to act silly, then I get to make you look a little bit silly. But it's, it's hard to not internalize some of that stuff because it has been like deeply personal and ugly and kind of terrible. And it gets old and it gets tiresome, but it's for me, it's been a good exercise in learning to compartmentalize and not take things personally, which is hard. Like we're all human and I'm like a big sensitive marshmallow deep down, but you focus on the good stuff.
Hey, if they're looking at you and they have that much, if they're focused on you that much, you're doing something right. Like obviously I'm getting under your skin somehow. So kudos to me because I'm doing a great job of being just relevant in your life and taking up space. So rent free.
There was one person, this blew my mind, right? So he goes out of his way to comment something hateful on like every platform, every possible social media platform, like everything that is like even indirectly references me. He comments something vile and vulgar. Then I noticed he followed me on TikTok. And I went, my dude, like, you clearly hate me. Why are you? I don't understand the compulsion to like want to get more of my content. If you hate me, that is totally okay. The block button and the mute button are awesome. Just don't. I get it. I'm annoying. Totally. There are times where I don't want to hear from me either. Believe me, I understand. My dog is deaf. She is very happy that she's deaf, so she doesn't have to listen to me some nights, I'm sure. But you can just hit the block button. You don't have to like go out of your way to consume
No.
content that will make you mad.
Well,
So that blew my mind.
Just say thank you because I recently got monetized on Facebook on my personal Facebook and made my first $1.75.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you hate me, I anger you, and you even make that little anger face, I love you. Thank you. You're going towards my kid's college fund. So keep on following me, keep on liking me. It's just like engage with it, even if you just want to tell me I'm awful. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Take the follow, I'll take it all. Thank you for being that obsessed with me.
A friend of mine reminds me of this often, and when I'm kind of struggling with something terrible that someone said, is that no one who's doing better than you is commenting like something unpleasant, right? And it's like it's such a good mindset to have. Like, the people you're looking up to they're not punching down.
No. And I think just overall, like women too, because we're technically still in March, even though this is going to air or in April. But like Women's Month, like women need to like pick each other up. Like we're our own worst enemies sometimes. And we just stop. We're already having hard enough most days. I mean, for goodness sakes, we're raising children, working full time, doing all the things, managing a home. And now we're going to have each other like I know what your struggle is.
I won't engage with any of that. Like, I am a big, like, women should support women and we should elevate each other. There is, like, this notion, and I think it is, I'm going to get real existential on this podcast, I guess, but it's a tool of the patriarchy, right? To pit us against each other. This notion that there's only so much for us, right? There's not. We're not fighting for the same piece of the pie. There is plenty of pie. We can all have pie. I'm happy to, cut my slice in half and give my half of my slice to another person. Like, there's enough for everybody. And this notion that we need to like tear each other down, absolutely not.
No.
Not on my watch.
No, and I think it's also in our industry, but I'm sure it's across all industries. It is cutthroat. Like, women are a lot of the analysts are on that. They want that TV spot, and I know I come in to racetracks sometimes just as a newbie or as a contractor, like I did at Colonial. And they're like, "Who are you? Like, who are you with? What are you doing?" Like, I don't want to be on camera. This is not my bag of tea. I was just like asked, and I love telling the story. Like, I know I'm not the story. It's just sometimes out of necessity, it has Ashley go get in front of the camera. Like, I don't really want to be in front of the camera. I'm not that great of a camera girl, but I'll do whatever I need to do because I love horse racing and I love breeding and I love the people, and we need to showcase it and talk about it.
Well, we're all here for the same reason. We want the sport to be better. We want more eyes on the sport. We want to showcase, the thing that we love in the very best way. And like, my love language is to share things with people. Like, I'm the first person that is like, here, like, take a bite of my sandwich. This is great. Oh my God, you have to read this book. And like, I love this sport. I want everyone to love it the way that I love it.
I got to meet Ashley from Twin Spires at Colonial this weekend, and she was so nice. Like, I've never got to meet her in person. I've only got to like watch her interviews, and I was a little bit of like a fangirl, but Ed DeRosa had hired me to come out for Horse Racing Nation. So that was one of the contacts. I'm like, oh, perfect. Of course, like Ed tells her like embarrassing stories about me, like eating Taco Bell and a TikTok I made about how much I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok. And she's like, yeah, it said something like we could go out to eat and you would like some Taco Bell. I'm like, oh my God. But totally bonded. She's such a sweet girl. I
love to hear it.
So nice. And was trying to help me like arrange interviews and stuff. Cause I'm like the outside girl, coming in, don't know where anything is, didn't know how to get to the jobs room. She's just so nice though. I love when that happens and things fall into place and you get to meet people.
Well, the sport is so much more fun when we're doing it together and collaborating. Like, none of us have to be an island. That's the thing I always tell young people, because it was a mistake I made pretty early in my career, thinking that like I had to do it all myself. No way. This is so much more fun with friends. Much more fun.
Yeah, no, I thought that it was a great race that day. We had a lot of good horses. I mean, the field wasn't like super, super competitive, but Riley Mott, like coming in, that was a great story. And
Yeah.
that was a horse that I wasn't looking at. I was really thinking I was going all chalk that day. I thought Butane had it, but obviously Butane's going in the other direction, the direction of falling back on fourth. But yeah, I thought it was a great day and it was a good experience, and the track is amazing and how they have it set up and their fans. First of all, like I've never seen so many buffets, like even working at Preakness, like I saw a lot of buffets and a lot of dining options. For that small of a track, the amount of dining options and seating options was insanity. I was
They do
like,
such a good job. The hospitality there is wonderful. And I think that's like a Virginia cultural thing too. Like they love their track and they love the experience. I can't say enough good things. Like if you have a chance to go to Colonial this summer, please do.
and also they showed up in like derby attire. I felt underdressed because I didn't bring a fascinator or a hat. I just wore like a dress and a jean jacket. And I was like, oh shit, like they're coming through in like the nines of hats. And
It's
like
a little Southern, right? Yeah. No, they dress up.
I was taken aback. I was like, shoot, I gotta go. Like, I should probably go buy a hat from one of these vendors. And then they had amazing vendors. And I was
Oh,
like,
cool. Cool.
buying clothes, buying a new dress, like, buying a sweatshirt. I was like, this is really nice. And their new logo is amazing too. So I got myself a new sweatshirt with that. Because of course they had embroidery sweatshirts.
Ooh, girl. Well, I need to get one. Okay.
Well, that's where we're going to go to Colonial this summer when it's hot as hell. We won't need sweatshirts, but
I
we'll
always
go.
need a sweatshirt. It's fine.
So, well, we had a great time today. I think
This was
has
awesome.
been a good episode, and we'll be still on the Derby Trail. We'll be putting out pics and who we're watching and who we're keeping an eye on. But this has been a lot of fun, and I think this will be even more fun as we roll into, our big racing season. We kick it off for the thoroughbreds at 10 Mile, and I think I'm trying to convince you to come out and do a live show with me.
I've never been to Penn National, and now it's a neighbor, so I'm really excited to go. I've driven
Yeah.
by on my way to a horse show on my way to Swan Lake, so I'm very excited to get to take a field trip.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. And then I'm excited to get like your take on harness because you have a history in harness.
So my first job in racing was at Rockingham Park as a groom for harness horses. I was like 17. I went back there. I had no experience with anything and said, please, someone like let me touch horses. And the standardbred folks and the standardbreds were so kind and so welcoming. I'll just never forget. I was messing around with one of the horses and like doing everything wrong because I didn't know anything. And this sweet bay horse just looks back at me and says, like, I could just see the thought bubble, right? Like, oh, if I had thumbs, I'd help you, but you are doing that all wrong. But I had such a good experience. So thoroughbred racing is where my heart is for sure, but I have a lot of gratitude to the standardbred racing people.
Oh, this standardbred is my heart. Like just the horses alone, like that is the ones like my boys have been hands-on with, that I've got to be hands-on with, that we got like our first ownership with. And it's because, it's affordable and we all know I'm cheap. So day rates are a lot less. The horses are less. They run more. We had the whole fair circuit we could get involved in. And I had a lot of people in PA that were supportive of me, like getting involved in like the fair racing and the harness, and were giving me a leg up in that area. So I was like, I would grab anything that anyone was going to give me a leg up in,
Sure.
be a part of owning a horse that could race. So yeah, I love the standardbreds. I love them off the track. Like, I feel like they're one of the only horses you can literally take off the track and a week later have like your 5-year-old riding them in a lesson.
I do want
amazing.
I want an off the track standardbred at some point. At one
for
point
you.
of my horse journey, I would like to add one to the roster.
I'd love to get you in touch with Sabine, but I have a couple in mind that I know that are available because I'm looking at them too.
I have three right now. 3 on the books is too many. 3 is enough.
No, 3 on the receipts. No, I get that. So, well, I am so excited to have you join me here today on Hot to Trot, talk a little bit at the Derby. We didn't get to talk as much as I wanted to, but hey, we'll get there eventually. We have a lot more races to go. It's still a crapshoot, and it's a 20-horse field. Who knows? Who knows? Till we get to that amazing episode, which we'll be doing together for the look at the Derby field. So,
Looking forward to it. This has been so much fun.
well, thank you for joining us. Get to calling races because you're live racing today, and we'll talk to you soon, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.